Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily and welcome to another Lego City update. I am so excited to show you guys what we've worked on this week. We've been very busy with a bunch of stuff. But before we get started, let's take a look at how things looked last week. Previously in Ladybird. Last city update, we added quite a few sets along Main Street. We added some creator sets. There was the toy store, and that just looks really cute. We put two of them next to each other, and I just think that makes it look so much better than just one on its own. And then also bumper cars. I made a bumper car mock, and that just turned out really nice. We also added a bunch of tile work down Main Street, as well as some stickers for my members, and then of course Winnie the Pooh. We added Winnie the Pooh last time, and it was just so cute having those minifigures in Disney World. I even had them playing bumper cars for a little bit, so that was actually really fun. So before we get started on this week's city update, don't forget to like the smash button and subscribe to this channel. It's free, y'all. It is absolutely free to subscribe, so make sure to do that. All right, let's dig in. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of what's been changed this week, let's go on a little tour through the city. I've been asked quite a bit for a tour of my Lego Disney World, so let's do that real quick. Let's just do that. Let's start at the front here. Here is our Disney train station, and as you can see, the train loops all the way around Disney World, and guests can get off right in front. They go through the train station to access the park, and then to the right of that, we have our little Legoland area with a medieval theme. There's a roller coaster, there's a dragon, there's a lot going on up there, and it just looks really fun. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna leave this here just because it takes up so much space, and there's just so many other themes I would love to include into my Disney World. Moving on to the back right corner of our Disney World is our carousel, and I just really love this set. All of the amusement park sets are just so fun. Obviously, since I have a Disney World, I really do like the amusement park sets. Moving back down along Main Street, we have a bunch of really fun, colorful sets. So here is the Friends hair salon, and eventually I'm gonna mod it into the Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique that we see at Disney World. It's like a princess transformation center. It's really adorable. And then behind it is a path to the roller coaster so that the people can actually access it from Main Street, which I just think is really important. Next to that is the bank, which I'm not too thrilled about. I think we're gonna replace it eventually just because, like, why is there a bank on Main Street? Like, that's not fun. That's not exciting. But moving down a little bit more, we have a pizza shop, and I really want to make this into a pizza planet eventually. I'm not really sure how to do that or how to change it up, but that's kind of the plan going forward. And then moving down to Avengers Tower, I just thought it was so cool to add some Marvel components into this, especially with that tile work around it. I just think that looked really cool, and it's just such a different shaped building. I thought it would stand out. Next, we have the Lego store, and of course we need a Lego store, right? Like at Disney World in Orlando, where I'm from, we have the Lego store at Disney Springs, and it's honestly my favorite Lego store in the world. I've only been to a few, but that's my favorite by far, so I had to have that into my Disney World somewhere. And then the Arendelle Castle. Eventually I want to have a spot where the princesses can line up and people can take photos with them, you know, like at Disney World. I still do that, honestly. It's one of my favorite parts about going to the parks. And then finally at the end, we have the medieval marketplace, which you've seen already, but I just love showing it off. I just think it's such a cool set. Moving on to the other side of Main Street, well, I guess it's not really Main Street. It's kind of hidden away a bit, but it's Winnie the Pooh, and I just wanted to show this set off again. It's just so cute, and I'm still just so surprised at how well it fits into that corner there under the Ferris wheel. And then moving on to that corner there, we have some of our creator sets, and I just loved the color on this. And then just to the right of that, you'll see the creator toy shop, and there's not just one, but there's two there. We bought two of them and mirrored them so that it would look a little bit longer. Eventually, I do need to go back and change the awning colors because it's like red, white, and then there's two of the same color in the middle, which, yeah, that bothers me too, but I will fix it, I promise. And then finally, on the end there, we have the 50-year town plan cinema, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I love this set. I think it looks really, really cool there. But there's a Friends cinema that I have my eyes on, and it's so colorful, it's fun, and I just feel like it would look really cool on my Main Street. So please let me know in the comments, what do you think? Should I keep this one here or should I get the Friends one? So now you're probably asking yourself, well, what's actually changed this week? Like, what have you improved upon? What have you worked on this week? Let me show you. Let's start with the best part of all of this. Let's start with the coolest thing here, or at least my opinion, what's the coolest thing here? The Disney Castle. We worked so much on the rock work around it, and it is looking amazing. Like I said earlier, we really wanted to add that vertical component to the Disney Castle, and I'm just so pleased with how this turned out. We found a bunch of these 1x2 slope pieces at the Pick-a-Brick wall, and so we grabbed, I think, 2 or 3 cups full and really wanted to elevate the castle while also adding some stages to the sides, just because, you know, at Disney World there's always shows at night, there's always something happening on the stages, princesses dancing, all sorts of fun stuff. So I really wanted to incorporate that into my Disney World. And going forward, I do want to add some more greenery and some flowers, because there are still some studs on top along the rock wall that that I can put flowers on and just make it a little bit more magical, I think, because right now it's just very concrete looking. It's very plain. I want more greenery. So as you can see, obviously we used a bunch of those slope pieces to kind of surround the castle, but to actually elevate it up that high without using a ton of bricks, we used one of those IKEA Big Lick boxes, and it turned out to be just like the perfect solution for this. That IKEA Big Lick box retailed for about $20 US, and it would cost so much more than that if I was using bricks. So I definitely recommend using this if you're able to get your hands on one. I know they're kind of hard to find sometimes. As for the stairs in front, we had something different in mind initially. We wanted the stairs to be only one plate high at a time. However, if we were to do that, the stairs would extend almost halfway down Main Street, and that would just look so ridiculous. So yeah, we went with the bricks instead, and I think it looks really good. It just doesn't really make sense with minifigures walking up and down. So let me know what you think about this. How do you feel about the stairs? Please give us your opinion. And so obviously the rock work and the stages aren't done yet, but I'm really excited to keep working on it. We still need to add some more rock work along the sides just to kind of make it a full-on platform, but you kind of get the point. So now let's move on to what will probably become one of my favorite parts in Disney World, Elvendale. As y'all know, I've become a huge Lego Elves fan recently. This is the theme I was kind of teasing about towards the beginning of this video. I really love the Lego Elves sets, and I really wanted to incorporate them into my Disney World in some way, and so I figured a magical forest type thing would be really cool. I already owned the Lego Ideas treehouse, and I always knew I wanted it in Disney World somewhere. I just didn't really know where, but then Lego Elves came along, and I was like, oh, you know, this would actually be perfect. And so what I did was I switched out some of the leaf colors. Initially it was in the fall colors, so I redid it all into green, but then I added some pink and purple and just tried to make it a little bit more magical and whimsical, and so that is now our elf treehouse. Plus, I just have to say my favorite part about my Elvendale so far is having that dragon up in the treehouse. I just think it's really fun and so different. It just makes me so happy looking at it. This area of our Disney World is still very new, so obviously not much has been done with it. We really just placed some of our elf sets there for now, but we have a lot of work to do to make it look more like a magical forest. So now let's move to the front left corner of my Disney World. This is my Toy Story Land. I've been honestly struggling trying to figure out what to do with this, what sets to include, what mocks to build for it, and I'm just not really sure, but I know I want a Toy Story Land in my city because I have all of these really fun Toy Story sets that I just don't really know what else to do with. But so far in Toy Story Land, we have the buildable Buzz to construct a Buzz, and that just looks really cool next to the train station right there. We also have some fun carnival games from the Toy Story 4 sets. We have the RV with Jessie and Woody outside. I really want to have places where the Disney characters in my city can come and people can get photos with them, so I'm figuring this is one of those places. And then of course there's a RC car next to it with Forky on top and one of the aliens, so I really love that one. It's actually really cool because you can back it up and then it springs forward and goes on its own. I don't know, I just think that's really fun. Now let's take a closer look at all of this tile work I've been working on. There was a ton of time spent on this tile work. I don't know if it looks like it or not, but this took forever to do. We're putting these 2x2 dark bluish gray tiles down the middle for my Walk of Fame. I just think that looks really nice. It kind of centers it. And then on either side, we have this fun kind of brick pattern going on with the 1x2 dark bluish gray tiles. And there's studs scattered throughout just so that the minifigures can walk, and that's really important. You can tell in some areas of Main Street that we kind of forgot to place some of the studs there, and we'll probably have to go back through and throw in some more studs just because we need minifigures to be able to walk, and there's some areas where it's just not really possible right now. And if you're interested in getting your name on my Disney World Walk of Fame, definitely check out my channel memberships. We have some awesome perks for you guys, so make sure to check that out. Either hit the join button or check out the link in the description below. Well, that just about sums it up. Thank you so much for watching and for checking out the latest updates to my Lego Disney World. It's always so much fun working in there, especially when I get to do it with my husband. We've also been working a lot on our downtown Ladyburg area of our Lego city, so make sure to stay tuned for a Ladyburg update soon. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.